Welcome, everyone. It is a beautiful Monday. This is Nomadic Ambiance here on Lunch Therapy. Nomadic Ambiance is a YouTube channel where they have some videos that they consider ASMR or relaxing in some way. This is the kind of show where you are encouraged to chill, relax, be calm, pop in, pop out, pay attention, don't pay attention, chat. 60 seconds, people. This must have been 60 seconds before the show began, is what I'm guessing. That's Ben McKnight's from Australia, all the way from Australia. Talented musician, talented podcaster. He has a podcast called Roadie, Billy and Ben podcast. I think I got that right this time. So we're driving down a road. I don't know where we are. Somewhere. It's raining. The windshield wipers are wiping. Here, where I am in Los Angeles, it's a beautiful 10,000 degrees outside. So it's nice to be in the rain. Wow, nice hair today, Joel. You must have showered and used conditioner. Hi. I wish. I need to do some grooming, I'll tell you that. My hair's getting long. I don't know. We had that show, Should I Cut My Hair? Elizabeth Croydon, hey, wow. Jose's watching me on the big screen. I should have gone higher res. Someday I'm going to go higher res, right? We should all be a little higher res. Cade, loving the rain. I'm loving it too. It's really nice. That's why I'm kind of staying in the pre-show here today. Get it? Wild because of the tigers. Yeah, we got some wild tigers flanking me on either side. That's correct. Finally, I said something that was correct. With the chats, they come in a little bit late, and so it's kind of a game sometimes trying to figure out what we're referring to. But you know, that's the state of the internet right now. Chats are late, and it makes for some fun. So here we go. Without further ado, we're going to jump into the show. We've got some really fun things happening today. Let's get in there. All right, it's breathing time. Everybody's favorite part of the show, breathing time. The time for to take in a breath. We take in 3 breaths. We let them out. Take them in. Let them out. Take them in. Let them out. Let's do the first one. In through the nose, out through the toes. Hold it. Let it out. Really happy to see Elizabeth Croydon here because she is a hilarious comedian. And I would love to have her on the show sometime soon, engaging with all of us. Hi, Mary Marks. Great to see you here. Great to see you all here. I've got a little bit of a treat that we cooked up this weekend. In through the nose, out through the toes. Hold it. Let it out. I'm wearing my Apple Watch today. Haven't been wearing it for a while because it gave me a rash. And as an aspiring hand model, you can't be having a rash on your wrist. So sometimes in auditions you go, "Hi, I'm Joel Marshall." And you have to do that. Gnell, buenos dias. All the way from Mexico. Gnell is down there having a hiatus. Now he's got a double hiatus. One more, in through the nose, out through the toes. Hold it. And let it go. Okay, I'm feeling pretty loose now. Feeling pretty good. All right, so let's get on to the next thing. Today's show is called What is Empathy? Empathy is something that I think is very much needed right now. Empathy is not necessarily suffering. It's not necessarily your own suffering. It's just trying to understand other people and what they're going through. And I think it's super, super important. Yeah, this is for this is some caring there. Mary doesn't want Gnell and Mulva to get a hiatus hernia. It happens. Sometimes you hiatus way too much and a little bit of your intestine pops out. Elizabeth Croydon. Thanks for the shout out, Joel. Great hands, dude. Yeah, I'm aspiring to be a hand actor. Every night I put my hands in gloves full of Vaseline just to keep them young. Mad love to you and Kamala this autumn equinox. I think you're hilarious as well. I hope we share a bill again soon. Interesting times, that's for sure. Elizabeth Croydon, wish she had a picture, but she's in the witness protection program apparently. Jay Gaffney, I thought the show was about apathy. I'm leaving. Yeah, well, that'll be another show. This is about empathy. Empathy is officially the ability to understand and share the feelings of another. And I think that is one of the things we all want is for other people to understand us, because I think that's one of the most frustrating things in the world is when you think people don't understand you. Jay Gaffney is an empathy master. He should teach a class. It's so true. Jay Gaffney, I mean, he is maybe playbill. There's an example. I have no idea what it means. Ben, explain. Jay and empathy. That's funny. Jay Gaffney is a very empathetic person, but he hides it well. He hides it very well. So a lot of times, I have worked computer support much of my life, and one of the things that I've learned is that a lot of times people will get upset mainly because they think you don't understand them, not because they have a computer problem, but because they think that you're not understanding them. You know, you're on the wrong page, or you're missing each other. I would, but the truth is, I really don't care, Jay says. We all know that Jay cares. We know that. So I guess what I'm saying is, take a little time to understand, really take some time to understand your fellow human being and let them know that you do, or at least that you're trying. And you know where that starts, I think, is from listening, and not from saying, hey, you know, that same thing happened to me. Sometimes we think if somebody tells us, oh, this thing happened to me, or I'm going through this emotional problem, if we think, oh, we have to fix it in some way, and we have to like tell them some story about what's happening to us, but really all they want is for you to listen to them on the bill, like playbill, like Broadway. Thank you. Thanks for explaining that. Mary, I've talked to people who claim they are empaths and they feel other people's feelings. I think they are just good guessers. Interesting. That's what I thought you meant, guessers. I was like, guessers? Is that like some kind of therapy that I have not heard of? Talk to people who claim they're empaths, that they feel other people's feelings. I think they're just good guessers. I think maybe there's a difference between empathy and sympathy. Like empathy is you're just kind of understanding that somebody's going through something, and sympathy is like you feel it also. I don't know. That's up for debate. It's up for debate. And, you know, a lot of times you go to the doctor and they have empathy for you, but they don't suffer like the patient is, because they couldn't do that all day, just suffering along with people who are suffering. It would wear them out. They'd eventually break. So they need to have a little bit of distance, but still have empathy and understanding. We're going to look at some cool things on the internet to chill out. We've got these trees here that I found, which are quite extraordinary. This is from a channel called Relaxing Sounds of Nature. There's all this stuff out there on the internet. When you can't go on a journey yourself or you can't interact with other people, there's all kinds of stuff out there for you to, tools, I guess, for you to engage in out there. And this is one of them. They do this, which I think sounds great, feels great. I love the rain, especially when I'm not getting soaking wet. And then they have this for those that don't like the rain. Same forest. I think it's the same forest in the fall with the leaves and the sounds of the birds. And you could enjoy this anytime. It doesn't have to be fall. It could be winter. It could be summer. It could be any time. You can go there and hang out with them in the autumn forest full of colors. The next thing is the snow, of course. Same woods. Nice. Nice. On the show, we say hoy, and then we try and interject it into other words, try and insert it into other words, like noise. Hoy. Hoy is a greeting that we came up with in high school because hi was not enough. It was not enough. So let's see what's next here. Of course, it's a roller coaster because I love that. Or you could go outside, Todd says. Yes, that's another option. You could go outside and experience the outside. But some of us, are trapped in the middle of the city. Or some of us, they actually have ASMR relaxing videos that take place in the city as well. For those of you that maybe are way out in the country and you need some, feel like you're surrounded by people. This one I love because this is one of these roller coaster things, but it seems like they put it underneath the car. So this is Coaster Force. It's a website that, go there, subscribe. Super cool place. You can see the logo there, Coaster Force. This one, Coaster Force, I don't know how they let them put the camera underneath the car, but it's right there in the front. And see, that is an example of Jay's empathy that he's telling me. Go outside. It's very encouraging. You understand my need for nature, and you just say, hey, why don't you just go outside? And I'm like, wow, I never thought about that. Getting high on your own supply. I like that. Here we go. Many of you know that I love roller coasters, and this is a good one. This is a good one. Let's see, Jay. Joel, I always just thought you said hoy because you were just socially awkward. I definitely am. When I laughed, there was like a little twinge in my back, which is just fun. A little extra thing there that I got. Wow, this is cool. I wish Pam Palmieri was here because she loves this kind of stuff. Last week we had the inventor of the jet belt, jetpack, Nelson Taylor on the show. If you haven't seen that, that's pretty extraordinary. That guy. This is nuts. This is nuts. I am having so much fun on this ride. See, I don't have roller coasters nearby, except that I guess I have a million of them. I just never go there because I can go to roller coaster or Coaster Force. I can go to Coaster Force anytime I want. So we're getting to the point of the empathy thing, which is, sometimes you run across somebody that doesn't have empathy for you at all, and it makes you enraged. And this has happened to me many times in my life, and I imagine it's happened to you too. And I probably have been guilty of this as well. Sometimes you're tired. Sometimes it's just, call after call after call, and people are calling you with their computer problems. And finally you're just like, you just don't have any patience for it. And, what do you do when you run across? A lot of that's happening at airports. I'm going to show you some crazy airport stuff here, just as an example.
We are going to be on the flight because
very frustrating.
Your own people
flying.
Okay, so you take responsibility. And
this is something from a website called Arthur TV, where they're talking about
every day at Luton,
all these videos
passengers miss their flights.
where people are enraged at the airport
Some take it well,
or frustrated.
Sorry, that's a no. Can't get you.
and some don't.
Look at this.
No, really, you can't get on that flight.
I totally feel for this lady. I have been in this situation
Okay, so for
where
those of
you're
who
like,
don't know,
you
Airline
don't
UK was a
understand.
TV
Like,
program that was
I have
on
to
in the
get
UK
there.
from about 1998 to 2007, and it was basically
So yeah,
just a
so
camera
people
crew
freak
following
out
EasyJet
because
around to
like
see
it's
what
so
goes on at
frustrating
airports on a
because they'll
daily
just cancel
basis.
flights.
After
I don't know.
11 years of filming, there
I
were
don't know
literally
what that
hundreds
is.
of episodes of people freaking out after being told they wouldn't be allowed to board their flights.
So let's
I
go
put a
just
few
one
of the best
more.
clips together
This is
and
an extreme
yeah,
example.
Let's get into it.
This woman,
This passenger in the stylish plaid
She's
skirt
losing
is
it.
having an epic meltdown at the airport.
totally losing it. Yeah, exactly.
She's
So
hopping mad,
sometimes
she
when
gets her
people
feet
say
off
that
the
to
floor
you,
and leans
you're
over the
like,
counter, screaming at a
you know, what are you
JetBlue employee.
complaining about? Your life is so great, and here you are just totally losing it. And, you know, I think that too when I see somebody just freaking out over something that is like, you know, so minuscule really in the scheme of things. You're able to fly through the air. You're able to get in a plane, fly through the air, go to some far off destination. And because they, you know, can't get you on there at that moment, you're suddenly going to throw a total fit, a total tantrum. But then I think back to times when I've thrown a total tantrum, and I don't know if y'all have, but I guess I have a temper. I have a slow fuse, but sometimes I just totally lose it. And I remember when I was in Chicago, my grandmother came to visit me. She came to visit me, switch to decaf. You should see what happens at the Greyhound station. All right, I will. I would love to see that. So I'm in Chicago. My grandmother comes to visit me. I'm with her. We're going around. You know, I mean, she's my grandmother, right? I love her. And I rented a car. I had no money, but I wanted to be able to take my grandmother around. So I rented this car. I took her around Chicago. We saw the sights, had a wonderful time. Then it came time for me to take her to the airport. I took her back to the airport because she lived in Pittsburgh. And I pull up to the curb and, you know, I'm going to drop her off. So I have to take her luggage out of the car, and I take it out of the car, and she can't carry it to the ticket desk, and I can't afford to park. So I, you know, take her luggage and I carry it in, just carry it inside, just inside so that my grandmother doesn't have to carry it. Well, I come out and the car is gone. Yeah, totally gone. Rental car. I'm livid. I ask somebody what happened to my car, and they're like, oh, yeah, they just towed it. And this is like a police officer. And they're like, yeah, they just towed it. And he didn't have any empathy for me at all. I'm like, I just had to take my bags in for my grandmother. And he's like, sorry. Yeah, you have to go to the towing company nearby. And I had no car, and it was far away. I lose it every time I hop on an electric rental bike and the battery is dead. Exactly. It's all in perspective, right? It's all in perspective. But then, you know, I walked all this way, I don't know, a couple miles or something like that to this place, this office where I was supposed to go in there, and supposedly that's where my car was, or the one that I had rented. Linda Marcus Smith, so nice to see you. And I'm, you know, by then I'm livid. And I go in, there's a guy behind the desk. I wait in line. I finally get up to the front and I say, you know, I was dropping my grandmother off. And my expectation, part of this is my expectation. We have these expectations. My expectation was I was going to tell him, hey, I was carrying my grandmother's bags in, and I just, you know, left it there for a second, carried my grandmother's bags in there. I mean, what am I going to do? Have her carry her own bags? And I thought he'd be like, oh, I see. So that's why it got towed. Oh, thanks for walking all the way over here. Let me get your car for you. But instead, he told me that in order to get this rental car back, it was going to cost $150. $150. And he was just like stone cold about it. And I was like, isn't there something we can do? You know, I had to pick up my grandmother, and I'm trying to, you know, work my charisma on him. And nothing. And I felt like I was just running into a wall. And I was, you know, 20 something. And I had a lot of stress at the time. I had zero money in the bank. And I just lost it. I unleashed all the anger and rage and frustration that I was feeling on this guy. I mean, I lost it. I lost it. I was just screaming like that lady with the skirt on. I was just like, check my grandmother, and now you're gonna be. I'm just freaking out. And that, in the midst of it, I realized how ridiculous I was being. And then I just stopped and I said, okay, I'm done. And he said, okay, you owe me $150. But my whole point on this thing is there's an amazing new product that's going to help in every situation if you have it. And, we have an advertisement here for the amazing new product. They have to turn it off. That's what I did. I turned it off. But I somehow was able to. I think it's because I let it run its course. I just was a total lunatic. And this guy behind the desk probably had seen this a million times and was just waiting it out. Because what are you going to do? I mean, it's kind of dangerous if I was a, crazy person. But maybe he knew I wasn't a crazy person. I was just an idiot who probably should have gotten marijuana. Probably should have smoked a lot of marijuana. Something. Should have, anger management classes. I don't know. But luckily there's this new product. So when you run across this, here it is. This is a commercial for a new line of products that we learned about from Joe Fury. Here it is. Hi.
Put your bags on the scale, please.
Yeah.
Only one bag, sir?
Yes, only one bag.
You're going straight through to...
Chicago.
Chicago?
Mm-hmm.
So your bag is 12 and a half pounds over. That is more than is allowed, obviously. It's much more than is allowed. So you have two choices. You can either remove 12 and a half pounds from the bag, or you can pay for an additional bag, which would be $100 plus airport fees and taxes, comes to about $138.
$138? I don't have anywhere near $138. Can't you
So
just
you
make...
can also take out whatever is making your bag over, and if you want to step aside and do that, I can help the next guest.
No, you see, I'm going to a funeral, and I've got the family albums in there.
So that's not my problem. I need you to step aside and allow me to help the next guest.
I don't have time to step aside because I'm late for my plane. I only have...
Sir, I'm going to tell you one last time, you need to step aside. That is not my problem.
Get your way with Empaspray.
Can't you make some kind of an exception? I'm going to a funeral. I really need to get those albums there, and I've lost my job, so I haven't had enough money to pay for extra things. I could barely pay for these plane tickets. I wondered if you could just have a little empathy and just help me out a little bit.
Sir, let me check. I'm so sorry to hear about. I hope it wasn't somebody very close. I have some good news. I think I might be able to upgrade you to first class. It's not a really full flight, and we can just go ahead and take care of those bags complimentary. So here you go, sir. Here's your new boarding pass, first class, and go ahead and join us in the first class lounge and enjoy some hot nuts on us.
Oh, thank you.
Sure thing.
Oh, this stuff really works.
Step up, please. Sir, could you please put your bag on the scale?
Get your way with Empaspray. Spray it, then say it, and watch your message magnify. Get your way with Empaspray. a proprietary blend of St. Bernard spittle, powdered mother's milk, and tears of a clown.
Okay, everybody, that's Empaspray. You know, you probably want to spread the word. The more Empaspray we have out there, you know, the better off we're all going to be, I think. Ben McKnight says, nice comp. Thank you very much. You know, I'm trying. THC loaded blow darts. That's another good. Maybe Empaspray could come in blow dart formula. I don't know. I mean, you know, they said that there's like St. Bernard spittle in there, but you know, there might be some THC in there that's not telling us. I'm going to get some to spray on myself, I think, a little Empaspray, because sometimes, you know, sometimes I just don't understand. Sometimes I'm not listening. I hear that if you spray it on cats, it does nothing. He's not getting through security with that large bottle. That is a very good point, Ben McKnights. Always with the practical solutions, but there are other Empaspray solutions. There's other things besides the spray, and you'll be seeing them later on in the week. I got to move on to dance break, and I thank everybody for being here. I have some cool dance break today. It is one of my favorite people, new friends of the show. And she doesn't need Empaspray. Some people just don't even need it. Ben thought the same. Yeah, you can't get through with that large bottle. I guess you have to hand it off. You know, maybe when they tell you to get rid of the bottle, you just spray them and they'll be like, oh, I see, you need your Empaspray. I'm sorry, I didn't realize that you really needed that because you needed that to get through your day. Yeah, or maybe, I don't know, maybe Empaspray is a metaphor. Sometimes there are metaphors. A metaphor for marijuana. Ben and Mary think alike. I don't know about the great minds. I mean, they've got, they're geniuses, of course. Geniuses. All right, so one of my favorite people, new friend of mine, she's in Maine. She's been on the show before. Her name is Trish King. Last time I had her on the show, she was playing a cover of Queen of Hearts. Playing with the Queen of Hearts. Today, here she is. She's going to be doing an Edie Brickell song. And get ready to dance. Jay says, I've tried spraying people with a bottle. I just pissed them off. It's balm water. All right, say it, then spray it. I don't know the rest of the slogan. Trish King. Trish is, she live streams from up there in Maine. She's a very talented musician. You'll see if you go to her website. She plays guitar, piano, sings beautifully. Or do I have something else? Thanks, Todd. Well, it's a music mashup. My apologies to Trish King for my audio mess up. Lame. Thanks everybody for fixing my audio. I really apologize for talking over Irish and also for screwing up her.
I don't mind if I do.
Let it play for a little while longer because I'm allowed to, because it's great, because I screwed up the beginning.
Lay low and motor along, yeah.
Maybe if we just sang everything, we wouldn't need Empaspray. When you're hurting, you just sing it out there, and then the person will understand better. Unless you have a terrible voice, and then people will probably have less empathy for you. So that's when the spray comes out. All right, thanks everybody for being here. This has been Lunch Therapy. I'll see you tomorrow.